a witness and to respond to allegations about the management of the fund during his tenure. Lindsay Dentlinger has more.
In his latest letter to Scopa, a day before it began its inquiry, Collins Letsoalo has cast doubt on the legality of the inquiry, saying it failed to consult with the Transport Committee first. He also says that public statements made by Scopa chairperson Zongezo Zibi suggest that the committee has already come to a conclusion about the outcome. Letsoalo says while he's willing to appear before Parliament to respond to evidence by witnesses, he will only do so where sworn statements have been provided, and that all supporting documentation considered by the inquiry should also be provided to him. ZB says when considering last week's testimony from the Special Investigating Unit that Letsoalo had been unresponsive in assisting in investigations, it can't allow him to dictate to the committee when he will present himself.
The committee is of the view that it has the oversight authority to conduct this inquiry.
The committee will now write to Letsoalo to inform him of dates when he's expected to appear to respond to the testimony given. Lindsay Dentlinger, Eyewitness News, Parliament.
Let's stay with road-related matters. Western Cape Mobility MEC Isaac Sileko is considering extending the closure of taxi routes and lanes between Khayelitsha, Mfuleni and Somerset West for a further 30 days. The initial 30-day court-ordered shutdown lapsed at midnight last night. Rival taxi associations CARTA and Cadetta have until 3 this afternoon to convince the MEC not to extend the extraordinary measures. Sileko says this can only happen if both associations reach a peaceful resolution before this afternoon's deadline. The measures were put in place to prevent further violence linked to a feud between the taxi organizations over routes on the corridor. Sileko says the measures have been effective in restoring peace on the affected routes.
This period has created the necessary space for both associations to engage constructively in pursuit of lasting peace. The decision to file a notice of intent extending the extraordinary measures is a proactive and precautionary step while dialogue continues.
We shift our focus to this now. President Cyril Ramaphosa has praised government efforts in advancing social justice over the past 3 decades. He was speaking at the 7th Social Justice Summit held at the Cape Town International Convention Centre today. This year's summit focuses on food security and exploring ways to ensure that all South Africans have access to proper nutrition. Ramaphosa highlighted that social grants have played a key role in helping vulnerable groups access food and essential nutrition.
Now, studies from the Department of Social Development show that the overwhelming majority of SRD recipients spend the grant on food. The Department of Agriculture is leading implementation of the National Food and Nutrition Security Plan to coordinate national actions towards food security.
In the Eastern Cape now, members of Workers' Union Nahau are marching over the deteriorating state of healthcare in the Nelson Mandela district. The group started its demonstration outside the Port Elizabeth Provincial Hospital. The plan for today is to hand over a memorandum highlighting issues plaguing hospitals at the district office. Relebogile Mabotja has more.
The National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union says the healthcare system is battling corruption, staff shortages, dilapidating infrastructure and shortage of medicine. It is for this reason that they are demonstrating, calling for the department to resolve these problems. The union says the intention is to improve quality service to people who are underprivileged and part of the working class. Earlier this year, the Doranginza Hospital faced a security breach where 2 newborn babies were kidnapped, while other hospitals had doctors and nurses who complained about being understaffed and overstretched. Relebogile Mabotja, Eyewitness News.
And in Madagascar, military leader Michael Randrianirina has been sworn in as the country's new president. The island nation's constitutional court formalized the appointment this morning in a ceremony. His appointment comes just days after a military takeover, which resulted in former president Andry Rajoelina fleeing the country. Randrianirina has insisted the takeover is not a coup, pointing to the constitutional court's backing. Gold is trading at $4,332.41 an ounce. The rand is at 17.44 to the dollar, 23.43 to the pound, 20.41 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $61.06 a barrel.
In the Calvin Alex area, we still have those roadworks causing heavy delays on the N3 northbound between Marlborough Drive and the Butler interchange in Edenville, heading towards Bedford View. Slow-moving traffic R24 westbound between Edenville Road and the Gululis interchange. And we also have slow-moving traffic leaving the Joburg CBD. That's on the M1 southbound, just after the Crown interchange due to an earlier accident.
It's a partly cloudy Friday. In Gauteng today, temperatures have peaked at highs of between 26 and 28 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour, former Road Accident Fund CEO Collins Letswalo has questioned the authority of SCOPA to conduct an inquiry into the financial affairs of the agency.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
You're with Relebogile Mabotja
Live, streaming countrywide
on the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856,
92.7
and 106 FM.
Minutes after 1 o'clock. Welcome to 702 Afternoons with me, Relebogile Mabotja. Happy Friday on the 17th of October. Yo, guys, I'm praying for rain today. First it was gloomy. The sun came out a bit, but I need rain. My veggies need to grow. My garden needs to do its thing. It'll just be such a nice weekend if it rains. Coming up on the show today, in our food feature, we're chatting Parsley on Time, and we're going to be joined by founder of Parsley on Time, Chef Pale or Palesa Seabela. Unplugged on 702 Afternoons, we're joined by Christian John, singer, songwriter. And then we wrap up with the upside of failure, and I'm looking forward to this one. We're going to be joined by multi-award winning songstress, iconic woman that is Judith Sepuma. So tune in, get in touch with us, 011 883 0702, SMS us 31702, tweet at Relebogile M, at Radio 702, using the hashtag 702 Afternoons, and the WhatsApp line 072 702 1702.
702 Afternoons
with Relebogile Mabotja
on 702.
Let's walk the talk. 702
Food Feature.
The 702 Food Feature is brought to you by FNB Premier. Switch, spend and win with FNB Premier till the 30th of November. Now, we are going to be chatting food, and I have to say, you wouldn't think that on a warm summer or spring day, we're in spring, right? That you would be enjoying a hearty meal. And listen, my heart and pasta go together. So we got to indulge. But before we chat about what was served on the menu for today, let me welcome our guest in studio, founder of Parsley on Time, Palesa Seabela, aka Chef Pale. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm looking forward to the rain, just like you.
Listen, what's your reason that you need the rain?
My eyes, my sinuses, my hay fever, my kum.
I knew you were going to say... Hey, that kum gives me nightmares. Nightmares.
I'm dying.
When you started out, and maybe even take us further back, what was your relationship with food like when you were a kid growing up? And what did you sort of think about those that were preparing it for you? Because, I mean, we all know about the matriarchs in the household and that kind of thing. But some people are like, the way I was forced to finish food, my relationship with food is not okay.
Yeah.
I even discovered recently that there are people who genuinely just don't like eating.
Yeah,
they do it because they'll collapse.
Yeah, that's very true. People that just say, I just eat for, sustenance.
Yes.
So yes, you've nailed it. Definitely the relationship with the matriarchs formed and shaped my early years of like with my relationship with food. However, we weren't force fed by my grandmother.
So you were not made to finish your plate.
The boys were, funny enough, not the
Oh.
girls. Yeah, the boys usually. I don't have that memory, and maybe because I was the last born, like
Yes.
last grandchild, so I was very spoiled by my grandmother. In fact, I used to just love to eat like papa namasi.
Yes.
And that was my meal. If they're eating meat, she'll be like, "Oh, batla papa le." That was me. So I never had a bad relationship. I was never forced to finish my food or anything like that. Maybe the contrary was that I was a chubby baby and a chubby
Yes.
kid growing up. So
Yeah.
people thought maybe, But no. Very great relationship with food. And even when we then moved in with my mother, she was working long hours because she was running her own business. And we literally had free reign in the kitchen. So we would explore with spices. We would play around.
As they say.
Yes. So, and never really, shouted at unless you've used too much oil or.
Yes.
So there was never like a pushback when the kids are in the kitchen finding their own way to make food. I think maybe my mom was more relieved than anything. And then, so it's always been a creative outlet for me. Probably, I guess we could say that now that I am fully fledged like a creative. And I really have a very good relationship with food. I love to taste things. I've passed that on to my son as well. Like in life, taste something just once and then just decide if you don't like it or not.
Have the experience, develop
Yes.
that palate.
Definitely. So his palate is very developed, my dear, very developed.
I love it for him.
Yeah.
And this is the era we're in, right?
Yes.
Which is so nice because I do meet people who will not eat anything other than the traditional food they grew up eating.
Yeah.
And it's like even advising them like, why don't you just try it? Like,
No,
Kind of,
habadikeni.
you know what I
Habadikeni
mean?
at
So
all.
I'm glad that we are of that generation, but also we're a bit more exposed.
Yes, definitely. As well as YouTube, and we travel the world now just by watching something on Netflix, which I absolutely love because that really opens our eyes. It shows us also how we can be or are connected culturally, especially like Southern Hemisphere. So we as a generation and as the kids that we're raising are very, very privileged, and I think these kids aren't so iffy about vegetables anymore. Maybe mine,
Yes.
but I don't think they're so iffy about vegetables anymore. I think the things we didn't used to like are being reframed as cool.
Is it that they're being reframed as cool, or is it that those that were cooking for us were maybe limited in what you could do with them? I mean, let's take an avocado, for example. An avocado can be enjoyed in so many different ways, whether it's a guac or just simple avo on toast with salt and olive oil. But now you can go and get a tempura avocado. Like, it's amazing how things have evolved, where the reason there's certain veggies I could not stand, like petty pans and things, because my mom only steamed them. Oh, that
Brussels
broccoli.
sprouts.
Yes. Now it's like, you can add bacon to Brussels sprouts.
True.
You know that you can even finely chop it and treat it almost like a cabbage. So do you think that maybe also we have been exposed so we can play with flavors? I mean, my son would probably not have a plain steamed broccoli with no seasoning. But if I make him a broccoli puree, salt and like, he's within.
Then he's within. Yeah, no, definitely. That exposure that we have, like I said, is a proper contributing factor to how we eat now and how we look at food. The tempura, Avo, I think sometimes we're doing too much when it comes to my colleagues, colleagues.
You're the same one who said, try it once.
Tried one. No, I've tried it. I honestly have tried it once, but I was...
Was your thought, but why?
Yeah, like let's I'm telling you, pretty soon we're probably gonna be pureeing mohodu and finding a way to, and
Mohodu smoothie. Mohodu smoothie.
Sometimes we do too much, Relebogile, but it's fine. People must, explore and discover and all of that. I'm a huge proponent for that, and even in my kitchen as well, I give my chefs free reign a lot of the time. So I have a catering company, and I have a lot of young chefs in my kitchen. I have one bullfighter. That's my head chef. Mpumi.
Yes.
Shout out to Mpumi. She's like me when I'm not there, you know.
Yes.
But everybody just explores, and they'll say to me, they're so free in the kitchen to come to me and say, Chef, please taste this. Chef, I tried this. Hey, we were shot at this ingredient, so I used this one. So I'm very who I am as a free-spirited person, and I just translate that into my business as well, because having chefs in your kitchen means you have 10 other creative minds as well, right? So you have to give them that space to create sometimes, and not always be rigid. And I'm telling you, sometimes the things they come up with are pretty darn good and inspirational.
So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to find out a little bit more about Chef Pali's trading and how she started her business. It's 16 minutes after 1 o'clock.
Hollywood Bets is whipping up more sweet success with the Spinazonke Weekend Bonus Bonanza. Enter a wondrous world of adrenaline-pumping entertainment for a chance to win a share of 400,000 Rand in bonus bets. Bet 2 Rand or more on selected Spinazonke games and you could unlock an endless stream of riveting rewards. One spin could reveal dazzling golden treasures. What are you waiting for? Dive in and enjoy weekends like never before. T's and C's apply. Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008.
Before a masterpiece takes shape, there's a single line that starts it all. Until every curve and every angle reflects the clarity of a single vision. And only then does inspiration take its final form. The all-new Audi A5, designed to inspire. Starting from 14,499 per month with a guaranteed future value. Visit audi.co.za or your nearest dealer for more. T's and C's apply.
Calling all wedding planners and venues, restaurants, conference centers, and hotels. Do you need tables and chairs? Home in One has it all. Do you need cutlery, crockery, table linen, and restaurant equipment? Home in One has it all. Do you need tents, gazebos, or umbrellas? Home in One has it all. Affordable prices, the latest trends, with 2 branches in Pretoria and Johannesburg. Shop online at homein1.co.za because we're your #1 choice. Home in One has it all.
Do you live in an estate, complex, or sectional title scheme? The Community Schemes Ombud Service invites you to the CSOS Indaba 2025 on the 23rd and 24th of October at the Canvas Riversands Fourways. Join the Minister of Human Settlements, Thembi Simelane, alongside government officials, industry experts, and key stakeholders as we explore the future of harmonious living in estates. Register today on csos.org.za or on our social media platforms.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
Over the last few weeks, there's been a few more voices coming out and using words like bubble or correction in relation to U.S. markets. Dion Gous is the Chief Investment Officer at Credo.
If there's a bubble in the market, we're possibly at the early stages of such a bubble and not the late stages. And the reason that I phrase it like that, it's really two sides to the story. There's the pessimistic side, which acknowledges that there's a number of companies, mostly smaller companies, that are perhaps overhyped and overpriced.
The Money Show
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show, Stephen Grootes, is brought to you by ABSA Corporate and Investment Banking, proud sponsor of the ABSA Africa Financial Markets Index 2025. The insights to guide you through Africa's financial landscapes are waiting for you. ABSA is an authorized FSP and a registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
702.
Food Feature.
20 minutes after 1 o'clock, we continue with our food feature for today as we chat Parsley on Time with Chef Pali or Palesa Seabela, founder of Parsley on Time. And we've been having a conversation just around her relationship with food and where she's at with that. Also, some of you are doing too much. Don't deep fry avocado.
Stop.
And then here's the other question. Are you for pineapple on pizza or not? Because I need to know if you and I can be friends.
This is polarizing.
Yes, it is.
Let's say...
I just knew it. Already. Let's say what?
I was also not for olives. And then I was pregnant. So these things change.
You know what the thing is?
That's why I'm saying it's polarizing. Because I was anti Hawaiian pizza, I was anti olives, and then bonangwana. So I guess that's why my child loves food so much also.
Firstly, we need to olive sauna. For me, anything that lives in brine or liquid, I give back. That's olives, except for feta.
Okay.
Except for feta.
Yeah.
And then this pineapple on pizza, ma'am, please do decide where you stand.
That's not bad.
I can't be your friend. Thank you. So we cannot be friends. 011-883-0702, the WhatsApp line 072-702-1702. How did the training journey work out for you? I mean, did you know like quite instantly that, okay, when I'm done with school, I want to get trained? Did you know what you wanted to do, or did it sort of guide you in that direction?
So my school journey is complicated. At some point, you could have called me a professional dropout. But it's because I was trying to do streamlined degrees, like your BComs, your financial management, your, all of these things, which was great. I could do it, but I didn't want to. My heart was never really there. As a creative, I had to step out and do something else. So I my creative schooling journey first started at a fashion school. Lysoff.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
You really are a creative girly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I started at Lysoff, and, I was with the two great male designers that we have now for a year. And then I figured that I learned everything I needed to learn in a year, and I started my clothing business. Yeah, I started making garments. I used to before, the Chinese
market.
Yeah. This is probably now, how old am I? 35. Damn. Yeah, 15 years ago, I used to fly over to China and white label my own stuff and sell online at the time was me sending email pictures to people. Instagram had just started. I was running out of Facebook mainly. And that was my online store, was Facebook. And then after that, that business was heavy with clients. It really taught me a lot about dealing with people. Because you know how designers and seamstresses are always late with people's garments.
Yes.
So I learned how to deal with people there. And then I love to cook. I was always cooking. And so I went to then International Hotel School. And my journey there was lovely because what I loved about it most was that it's 1 year and it's intense. But it's just a year. And I trained at specifically one catering place for my one training that I did because I knew I wanted to have a catering company. And then the other side of it was me training at a 5-star establishment, which was the Oyster Box in Durban. Yeah.
I mean, that is five
star. I literally would research the places because they would just place you at different hotels. But I was a difficult student. I was just no, I want to go to the Oyster Box.
A stubborn student.
Yes, a stubborn student. A headstrong student.
No, which is good because at least that's how you end up fast tracking your career.
Yes.
You're very intentional. You say what it is that you want.
Yes.
So what, if you could name one of the biggest lessons you learned working at a 5-star hotel, and that kitchen, what is the biggest lesson and key takeaway? And it doesn't even have to be a food lesson.
Interesting, because my lesson, it's not going to be something deep or philosophical. It was personal. I knew that I don't want to work in this industry as an employee.
Oh.
Yes. I used to, instead of, the food is fine. The food is not difficult. The food is it's my talent, right? I was there to watch how the operations work. I was not there to train as a chef. I was there to learn how to run an establishment, the systems, how the executive chef comes in, how he deals with these people. What is an executive chef? I'd never, ever seen the executive chef cut an onion or grill a steak. And that's when I realized that, okay, to be the boss, you're not really necessarily going to be the chef. Right. So I was just watching how everything was working, studying, Then I went to the catering place. It was the Forum Group, which is based here in Joburg. So I was doing my degree in Durban. But because I am from Joburg, I could then opt to see how headstrong I was. If you're doing it in Durban, you must stay in Durban and do your training there. But I moved to Joburg for another 3 months to do my training here because it was one of the biggest catering establishments that I could, that I researched about. And I also just fostered Mzegezege into that one as well.
Not mzeke.
Because I knew I wanted a catering company. So the
Yes.
restaurant side of the oyster box is completely different to catering
Yes.
and how that works. And the hours as well. Yo, that was humbling. Like, you are there with your rights. You know your rights. You're only supposed to work 8 hours. But if there's an event, there's an event. And
it's your business.
Yeah.
You are on call 24/7.
24/7.
And I think also when it comes to the catering is the volumes are different.
Yeah, very different. But I'll tell you, the effort, so the actual effort to sit and do your grocery list and place your orders with your suppliers is the same. Right? That work is indeed the same. Doing the menu, figuring out the quantities, that work is generally the same. So sometimes, like, we can do 5 people, right? But when we do 5 people, you charge.
Yes.
Because the effort is the same. The shops I drive to for 5 people are the same as the shops I drive to for 100 people. It's the same distance, the same time, everything, right? So people sometimes tend to not understand that, right? And the fact that it's a whole convenient, like upper echelon sort of service that we're providing if there's 5 people, where you guys could also just go to a restaurant, but you want to have this cozy, more personalized service, and I must say you must be willing to pay for it.
Okay, so Parsley on Time, you knew from the onset, like you said, that you wanted to start your own business. And I guess when it's a catering business, it also gives you the freedom of, like, you're not doing the same menu every day.
Oh, yes,
you are,
yes.
It's different every time.
Yeah.
And because you deal with a variety of clients, you can even be like, why don't we try this, or can I recommend this? Today you served us a mushroom penne pasta with olives, sun-dried tomatoes, and cream, finished off with truffle oil. And then we had the pulled smoked beef quesadilla with the guacamole, which are I love that you brought us cuisines from 2 different, is it genres? Is the word genres? What do
No,
you say?
regions.
Region. Styles.
No, regions.
Cuisines.
The style of cooking.
So,
yeah,
cuisines.
yeah.
Sorry, because I'm like
Yeah,
genres.
cuisines
I'm
is
thinking
right, actually.
music.
Yeah, no. Hey.
How did you decide what you want to specialize in? Like, what is your niche? Because I meet many chefs who are also caterers, and they usually have a niche that they work with.
Okay. So I believe that I don't have to have a niche because I have a catering company and I cater in South Africa. And my clients are vast. I have done your jollof. I have had to research a whole lot of meals that I've never done before, right? Because I'm a yes girl. I will say yes to any challenge. Have you done Nigerian food? Yes. That time the real answer is no.
Yes.
But one thing I will not do is disappoint you, right? I will outsource if I have to, but yeah. So I don't box myself into a niche, and because, like I said, we love to stay creating. We love to keep learning. We love to go around the world in food. So I never box myself into a niche. One personal thing that I love is smoking meat, and I've now taught all my staff how to do that. I've been smoking meat for like 10 years now, which has just been amazing. And I see now that a lot of South African chefs have caught on to that, and it's a big thing, and fire cooking and all of that stuff. I've been doing it for quite a while, to be honest, and we doing that as well. One thing I do need to get my hands on and learn more about is actual, like, indigenous South African ingredients. I'm definitely going to be adding a lot more of that into our menu, right? Because I think we really need to start celebrating our food more. And when I say our food, I don't necessarily mean what we go to like a Chisanyama or a Mkhodu Monday for, right? I'm talking like South African, like your boboti, your milk dart, all of that, the malva. I know we have now a very snooty way of saying malva, guys, but malva pudding is delicious.
No, and also it's trying to find a take that can work for you.
Yes.
And I'm so with you there. And I love the part about celebrating like unique
because we celebrate all these places.
Yes.
We have parmesan from Parmigiano region.
Yes.
But like we need to have, like Wandile Mabaso said when I went to his restaurant one time, he said, we need to have, no, it was Katlego Mlambo who said it, they were doing a collab. And he said, We need to have like potatoes and name them Limpopo potatoes.
Yes, we
You
actually
know?
had a Chef Kakeho here just
Yes,
last week.
yes.
I want to read a message from Bongani who says, not your guest saying that she liked pap namase as a child. I also disliked meat and what I'd call dramatic food when I was a child. So whilst everyone would be looking forward to having your Sunday course, I just want my pap namase. That's Bongani. I was papa kalebese all the way. I was never into
Lilibesi, if
inkomas.
Namasi wasn't there, Lilibesi was fine.
Even we'd be at a restaurant and my mom would say, what do you want? I said, papa kalebese.
Listen, Lilibesi.
Oh my God.
You know that fresh bread, the one that hasn't been cut up?
That is the one. Guys, find Parsley on Time on Instagram, parsleyontime.com. Time is spelled THYME, like the herb, not the thing that
But we are also always on time.
Yes, that governs our lives. And on that note, speaking about time, it is just after 1:30.
To celebrate 25 years of helping you live the Premier life, FNB Premier is giving you a chance to win a 14-day European tour experience and other cool monthly prizes. Open any FNB Premier account from September to 31 December 2025. Switch your salary, swipe or tap a minimum of 2,000 Rand per month for 3 months straight. Spend and win with FNB Premier. FNB, help changes everything. TCs and competition rules apply. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Time for your latest Eyewitness News headlines. Good afternoon. It's just after 1:30.
Thanks, Relebogile. A very good afternoon. Police Minister Senzo Mchunu has told members of Parliament's ad hoc committee that he was of sober mind when he issued the directive to disband the Political Killings Task Team. Mchunu is continuing to give evidence before the committee, which is probing allegations of police corruption. He emphasized his reasons for disbanding the task team, saying he received several complaints about the team as well as concerns that it was flouting the country's public finance legislation. Former Road Accident Fund CEO Collins Letswalo has questioned the authority of Parliament's Standing Committee on Public Accounts to conduct an inquiry